Perestroika, made by Mikhail Gorbachev for better functioning of the political, economic, and social system of the USSR, were not able to resolve many underlying issues. While Gorbachev's reforms certainly made progress in many areas, they were not enough to address the systemic corruption, inefficiency, and economic decline that had been plaguing the Soviet Union for decades. As Glasnost and Perestroika presented the vision for autonomy, transparency, social equality, and justice, along with decentralization of the economic and political apparatus, the People's Movement of Ukraine played a significant role in Ukraine's history, particularly during the late 1980s and early 1990s. This movement supported the nation's independence and the establishment of democracy. It also proposed an economic and political reform agenda and played an important role in the development of Ukraine's constitution. Under Ivan Drach's leadership, the People's Movement of Ukraine, as seen earlier, was founded amidst economic and political instability in today's contemporary Ukraine. Ivan Drach was a prominent poet, screenwriter, and playwright, using his platform to inspire and mobilize people. As Perestroika, it aimed to introduce some limited reforms, but fell short of addressing deep-rooted problems within the Soviet Union's political structure. Obviously, one of the major problems was improving Ukraine's economic condition. Perestroika's failure was accompanied by the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. The economic reforms of Perestroika had failed to improve living standards, and the Soviet Union was unable to sustain itself. The end result was the dissolution of the Union and the creation of 15 independent states. Perestroika's economic reforms in the Soviet Union ultimately failed to achieve their intended goals due to several key reasons. The first reason was inadequate planning and implementation. The transition from a centrally planned economy to a market-based system needs careful planning, coordination, in which market interactions occur. There is supply chain management, allocation of resources, implementation of policies and rules along with proper economic planning, and effective implementation. Note, a market-based system, also known as a market economy or free market system, is an economic system where the production, allocation, and pricing of goods and services are primarily determined by the interactions of buyers and sellers in competitive markets. In a market-driven system, the government's role is typically limited to establishing and enforcing rules and regulations that promote fair competition and protect property rights. Despite implementing reforms comprehensively, they were implemented piecemeal and inconsistently, without clear guidelines and support mechanisms. Piecemeal refers to an approach where something is done or implemented gradually, in separate parts or stages, rather than all at once or in a comprehensive manner. It implies a step-by-step process where individual components are addressed separately rather than considering the entire situation as a whole. In the context of economic or policy reforms, a piecemeal approach involves making changes or implementing reforms in a fragmented or incremental manner.